After every murder, the criminal always makes some mistake, some sign, some witness, or some evidence. But in 2017, a case came to light, in which the police found everything. The killer's face, his voice, his vehicle number, even a video of him committing the murder. Still, he could not be arrested. Because the investigation revealed, the man who was seen committing the murder in the video, had died 8 months before the murder. Not just on record, but hundreds of people had attended his funeral. His grave was still there today, and the DNA report had proved that he was dead. But the video was not lying, because the face visible in it, was of that exact same man. The scariest thing, after the murder, looking towards the camera, he said only one thing. Now the next turn is his. And the man who was named, was the investigating officer himself. So who was the man visible in the video? If the real man was dead, then who committed the murder? And how did he know the investigating officer's name? Today's investigation begins with this exact question. Year 2017. In the outskirts of a small town, at around 11 p.m., a businessman was shot dead. The police arrived at the scene. They thought this would turn into a long investigation just like any other case. But this time, luck was on their side. Right across the road from where the murder took place, there was a warehouse, and the CCTV camera installed outside it had recorded the entire incident. The video was clear. Man got out of his car, walked up to the victim, spoke for a few seconds, fired the gun, and before leaving, looked towards the camera and said something. The investigators watched the footage over and over again. Then, suddenly, silence filled the room, because the face visible in the video didn't belong to some unknown criminal. That face belonged to Arvind Malhotra, a man who had died 8 months ago. Not just on record. An autopsy was done, the DNA had matched, the funeral had taken place, and his wife, brother, and friends had identified the body. Meaning, there was absolutely no room for error. Yet, the video was not lying. The next day, police exhumed Arvind's grave. Coffin was right there inside the grave. The coffin was opened, and a skeleton was inside. Forensic investigation confirmed yet again this was indeed Arvind. Now, the case had become even more tangled. If Arvind was in the grave, then who was on the camera? The investigating officer, Vikram Rathore, started thinking in a different direction. He pulled the call details of the deceased businessman and found something strange. 3 days before the murder, the businessman was constantly receiving calls from a particular number. That same number was active even on the night of the murder. But that number was not registered under any living person's name. That number was registered under Arvind Malhotra, a man who was officially dead. The case had now reached the media. Every news channel had just one question: can a dead man commit a murder? But the real shocker was yet to come. Because on the 4th day of the murder, an anonymous envelope arrived at Vikram's house. Inside, there was only a photo. An old, blurry photo. 5 people were standing in that photo. One of them was Arvind, the second was the same businessman who had been murdered, and the third man standing right in the middle, was Vikram Rathore's own father. That father, who had died 22 years ago in a road accident. On the back of the photo, just one line was written: "The murder you are investigating did not begin with this murder." And that very night, Vikram felt for the first time that he was not just chasing a killer, but had uncovered a secret that had been buried for decades. Vikram stared at that photo the entire night. On one side was Arvind, on the other side was the murdered businessman, and right in the middle was his own father. What was the connection between these 3 men? The very next day, he pulled up his father's old files. But as soon as the search began in the record room, he discovered a disturbing fact. Several pages from his father's accident file were missing. Only those specific pages were gone which detailed his father's activities just before the crash. It felt as if someone had deliberately ripped out the most crucial part of the story. Vikram didn't give up. He started tracking down his father's old friends. Many had passed away, many had left the city. But he finally found an elderly man whose face completely changed the moment he saw the photo. Looked at Vikram and said, "If you are really digging into this matter, stop right now." Vikram asked him why. The old man remained silent for a few seconds, then said, "Because among the people you see in this photo, not 2, but 3 are already dead." Vikram replied, "I know. My father and Arvind." The old man shook his head. "No, the third man is dead too, but his murder was never recorded by anyone." The old man revealed that around 25 years ago, there was a small group of 5 individuals. They were all associated with a private company. From the outside, the company looked completely normal. But some of its projects were so highly confidential that even the employees were kept in the dark. One night, those 5 people saw something they were never supposed to see. After that night, the members of the group began dying one by one. Some in accidents, some declared as suicides, some without any clear reason. Vikram asked for the company's name. The old man gave his answer, and in that exact moment, Vikram's heart skipped a beat, because that very company had shut down 3 years ago. According to official records, all of its documents had been destroyed. But the biggest shock came when Vikram decided to visit the old address of that company. Now, it was just an empty building. Dust, broken windows, and rusted doors. There was nothing inside, or at least, that is how it seemed at first glance. Then, he found a locked room in the basement. The lock on the door was new, very new. As if someone had put it there just a few days ago, in a building that had been abandoned for years. The lock was broken. The room was opened. Inside, there was only a single table, one chair, and a running computer. Vikram froze right there. The power connection to the building had been cut off years ago, yet, the computer was fully on. There was only one file open on the screen. Its name was, The List, Remaining Individuals. Vikram opened the file. Inside, names were written, and many names had a red mark next to them, as if they had been removed from the list. First name Arvind, red mark. The second name, the murdered businessman, red mark. The third name, Vikram's father, red mark. Vikram scrolled further down, and suddenly, his fingers stopped, because at the very bottom of the list, there was a name, which didn't have any mark next to it yet. That name was Vikram Rathore. And right beneath it, a date was written. The date was 3 days from now. Vikram's eyes remained frozen on that date. The rest of the story in the next part. If you like such mysterious, investigative stories, then make sure to subscribe to the channel.